Chiefs Kingdom, how we doing? Welcome into the Tuesday live show. We're so happy you're here, and I'm happy we get to spend a Tuesday afternoon together talking about the Chiefs and having fun. And listen, I can see there's some people in the chat. I can see we got some people watching the show. And I need to know from Chiefs Kingdom, I need to know right now, are the Chiefs the best team in the AFC? I think so, and if you think so, then spam the comments with KC. Let's see who's popping with us today. Let's go. We got Lennon in the chat. Jace, baby, let's go. Paul, Amos, Tony, Fuentes, Michael, Flores. Let's go, guys. Jackson, what's up, my guy? Jerome, Paul, James Walski, Jackson Wilder, Lee Thompson, Matthew Barker. Everybody spam those KCs. We need 1,000 to start today's chat. I want you to keep spamming it. Jan Rockefeller, Robert Banta, Gerald Reese, Ty Man the Buckeye. What's up, my guy? Vindell Malone, Tony, Lennon, James, Paul, Ty Man, Jackson. Keep spamming KC. Let's get this chat rolling to start off this Tuesday show because, listen, I'm feeling the energy, and it's brought to you by Brian Cook and that fumble return touchdown. I'm still feeling the hype from that call, from that game. Amari Cook is in the chat. We got Lennon and Jackson spamming KC. We got Simon. We got Paul. Everybody spamming those KCs. And I want you to change those KCs to shouting out your city because I got to know. We had the KCs. I feel like we got those flowing. We like that. We feel that. Let's get a shout out to your city. Get in the chat. Where are you watching today's show from? We're going to get a shout out to anybody who puts their city into the chat. We got Matt Rader from Knoxville, Tennessee. Lennon from Edmond, Oklahoma. Tony Fuentes from Dallas. Jan Rockefeller, KC. Ty Man the Buckeye, Ohio. Couldn't have guessed, Ty Man. Couldn't have guessed. Jackson Wilder from Tennessee. We got Lee Thompson from Raz. Where's Raz, Lee? That's kind of cool. Jackson Wilder from Manchester. Man, Jackson. Watching it for a long time. The staple, Tonganoxie, Kansas. From Paul Amos, Matthew Barker, Warrensburg, Missouri, Montville, New Jersey. Tony, I'm doing great, my guy. Gerald Reese saying Colorado Springs. Wanna be like me? Kenosha, Wisconsin. Kenosha. Gold Jam from Montego Bay, Jamaica. Well, we're happy you're watching us from Jamaica. We appreciate you. Let's get this absolutely going. I'm telling you what, we got Sheldon from Apalachicola, Florida. Lee Thompson, Razorback Country. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Randy from Arkansas City, Kansas. Arkansas City, Kansas. Interesting. The energy today is brought to you by the Chiefs, but the Chiefs Report, well, we have brought to you by Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app in North America, and it's clear to see why. Daily fantasy sports has never been better with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is not only the largest DFS platform in North America, but they are the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. It's just you against the numbers instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks. All you have to do, pick more or less on 2 to 6 players. Then you get down there, you pick the flex, you pick the power play, you decide what you want to do. You can win up to 25 times your money, and picks take less than 60 seconds to put in. We've got Thursday Night Football as the next football game coming up, and I want to put in my entries now. I want to get ahead of the game. I want to try and make sure and maybe get ahead of the bookies here with my Prize Picks entries. I've got Bryce Young going the more. I've got Chuba Hubbard, Oklahoma State alum, by the way, going the more, and I've got Cairo Santos going the more. I'm expecting some points to be scored between these two teams. Listen, it's a boring game, but I'm picking more every single day because if you aren't picking more, you aren't living right. Testing my skills on Prize Picks this season has been the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports, and it adds so much excitement to my sports viewing experience, and it can do the same for you. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. Again, code CLNS, prizepicks.com/CLNS, free deposit match of $100. Free money Go use it. Shout out to Prize Picks. It's daily fantasy sports made easy. As we start opening up the chat to more questions of, should the Chiefs sign Jarvis Landry? And while we're on the topic, man, oh man, there's some free agents that are kind of sneaky Chiefs could go pick up. But looking at the Prize Picks, I know there is somebody who he would not be happy if I didn't introduce him with this title. The guy who always picks more, the guy who only leaves us when he hates us, Sam Brown.
You make me sound like just the moodiest person on the face of the earth, but I appreciate it. Shout out to Chiefs Kingdom. Happy to be back for another show.
At this point, it's just a bit.
It's a good, yeah, you know what?
At this point.
I'll lean into the bit. We're
Hey,
locked and loaded.
here's
Got
the
the
good
Celsius
news.
before the show. No free ads. We're ready to rock.
Spam Sam in the chat because the Raiders, whenever he comes on, spam F Sam. Screw the Raiders.
That's like half the channels here.
Yeah. No.
This entire office is pro F Sam.
Yeah. We're not. We're pro, what's the opposite of F Sam? Yay Sam? I don't know. Why Sam? Why Sam? That's your new name. Why Sam? There you go. There you go. Got S for Sam in the chat. There you go. There you go. Plus S for signs with the Jarvis Landry. That's the topic we're going to dive into here later on in the show. But I asked you about the AFC to type KC. But do me a favor here. We got 60 people watching plus. I need to know how many of those 60 think the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL. I think it should be all 60. The way they played this last weekend, it should be all 60 of you liking the video. Yet we only have 17 likes with over 60 people watching now. What's going on, guys? What's happening? Don't you think the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL? If you do, hit that like button right now. The more likes, the better chance that the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL. It lets everybody know how good the Chiefs are, on top of which it's going to bring more Chiefs people to the Chiefs Report, and they'll get to like the video and say that they think the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL. Hit those likes right now. It's the best way to show me that you think the Chiefs are amazing. We like it.
I just pulled it up on my phone and liked it from my phone. Shout out to Tony Fuentes as well. What's up, man? Good to see you.
Bro.
Every single week, every single show. You got to do your part. I just did my part. I went and liked the video from my phone. I think everyone else can do it too.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. Sam can do it when he's the producer. He's going the extra mile, man. He pulled it up on his phone. For you, just got to go click that button one time. It makes it really easy, really simple, and we appreciate it. Well, on that topic of the Chiefs being the best team in the NFL, can this wide receiver core get the Chiefs back to the Super Bowl? Now, football, much like other sports, doesn't necessarily mean that if you're the best team, you win the NFL. You win the Super Bowl. That's not how it works. So, can this wide receiver core, as it stands right now, get the Chiefs back to the Super Bowl? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Tony Fuentes with Y. We got Paul Amos saying Y, Stephen Brown saying no, Jackson saying yes, Lennon's iffy. I feel that, Lennon. I feel that. Tony, yes. Jackson with the yes, lots of yeses. Mike McDermott saying yes. Tyman says yes. John Dillard, why if the receivers play better? So you trust the receivers to get going as the season goes on. I like that answer. You got Tyman saying yes. Germany. That's where the Chiefs played. Excuse me. Jeremy in Tucson saying no. Glenn Husky saying don't think so. Lennon saying Watson, Rice, and MVS for sure. I like those guys. They need to get going, though. MVS has looked better in the past couple of weeks. Len Thompson saying definitely. Confident answer there from Lee. Excuse me, not Len. John Cushing, we need a wide receiver one. Unfortunately, I don't think you can trade. You can't trade anymore, so there's not really a guy you can do that. Tony Fuentes saying yes. I like the Y's coming in. Well, I tell you what, we got almost 70 people in here, and I can almost guarantee you. In fact, I will guarantee you that not all of you are subscribed to the Chiefs Report. And why aren't you? We're putting out Chiefs news, rumors. We got live shows going on like you're watching right now. We got Q&As that are coming up. We got watch parties throughout the entirety of the season. And the only place you can get all of that content on YouTube is right here on the Chiefs Report for Chiefs. Make sure you are subscribed. We are trying to hit 48,000, and we are 429 subscribers away. I believe in Chiefs Kingdom that we can get that number up. We can get to 47.6 today, and we can get to 48 by the end of the week. So hit that subscribe button right now, and let's try and build this Chiefs Report up. Let's try and build this community that we're growing day by day, night by night, week by week, month by month, whatever you want to call it. We're growing it here on the Chiefs Report, and we need your help. So hit that subscribe button right now. If you're subscribed, type sub in the chat to let me know, and we're going to give some quick shouts before we move on here. Let me know who is subscribed. Type sub in the chat. I know Sam Brown is subscribed. I know that. I know I'm subscribed.
I have to. It's my job.
All right, well, now you make it sound like a chore. Lee Thompson is subbed. Glenn Husky is subbed. Let's get this going, guys. Hit those subs in the chat. Let me know who subscribed to the Chiefs Sport. It's the best way to let us know. We got Jan Rockefeller. We got Michael Flores. Tony says it's good to see you, Sam. He can't even see you, though. He's hearing you. Man.
Some people say that's even better.
All right.
I'm a real radio face guy.
Oh, I thought you were going more of like you have an angelic voice.
Oh, no. I mean, do you have ears?
Yes. Stephen Brown. Wakashi Lennon saying, yeah. Time man, sup, Sam. Everybody loves Sam. Already subbed, Jeremy. We appreciate you, Jeremy. If you're already subbed, type sub 2. Type sub 2. That's all that matters. We got 32 likes on this video as well. We're getting up to 70. But hit that sub button right now and type sub in the chat for a quick shout out as we're getting today's Tuesday live show rolling. We got Tony Fuentes who is subbed, James Walski who is subbed. James Wilder putting in some comments saying with Jarvis Landry, Sky Moore, and Juju Smith-Schuster, that's better than Tyreek and Waddle. I think some would argue that. Some would argue, especially when Tyreek, doesn't know how to hold the ball. Time in the Buckeye sub. Lennon is subbed. Terry Singleton is subbed. Let's go, guys. We appreciate it. Well, on that topic, I told you we do Q&As, and we're going to do one in today's show. The way to get on that, though, is pretty simple. Use hashtag Chiefs and put it in the comments of this live show. Or if you want to skip the line, you want to be first on our Q&A, well, then you can super chat to get on today's show. And as per usual, we have the 60-second guarantee that comes with producer Sam.
That's right. If Jay stops talking when I tell him to stop talking, if you send in a super chat, it's getting on screen in 60 seconds. As long as we're not, sometimes we're in an actual video cut and we can't actually get it up on screen right then and there. But if you send in a super chat like right now, it's going to get on screen in the next 60 seconds. If you send it during the mailbag, it's going to get in within the first 60 seconds. If you send a super chat leading up to the mailbag, you're going to be one of the first questions up on that show. Get in the queue.
What? Every time,
yeah,
man.
you thought I was getting away with that one, huh?
We didn't go live last week, and so I thought I kind of forgot about it. Well, on top of which, if you super chat, you're going to get some lemon juice shots. And I want to try something this week. We've done lemon juice shots. We've liked that. But I think we've brought in some new life to this Chiefs Sport. I think we've brought in some new ideas. I tell you what, not only are you going to get a lemon juice shot from me if you super chat, you will get a Chiefs personalized Chiefs chop. That is usually 10 for watch parties. It is one super chat. It could be 99 cents. And boom, you are getting your personalized Chiefs chop. Any super chat today, 99 cents, whatever, it doesn't matter. Any super chat, you're getting a lemon juice shot. You're the first one on the mailbag, and you're getting your own personalized Chiefs chop, which if you've hung out in our watch parties, you know exactly what that sounds like. But say if Sam sent in a super chat, it would sound a little bit like this. Sam, 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 Sam.
I'm honored. I'm honored, really.
There you go. You're
Thank you very much, Jace.
Good test
for
product
my
right
super
there.
chat.
You're welcome. Gave him a free super chat for Sam. Well, I will say, Free, you did help us stay live last week, this past Sunday, with a super chat during halftime. So that was well deserved.
Some people will call me a hero, and I accept that responsibility. I think, you got to do what's good sometimes for the good of the team.
Is that I expect the responsibility, or is it I respect that title?
No, I'm thinking of, what are you thinking of?
I don't know. I've heard the saying before.
I'm thinking of Frank Reynolds and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If anyone knows it, it's the episode about gun control. He's talking. He said, "You people will call me a hero, and I'll accept that responsibility."
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I tell you what, we don't only have a mailbag coming up for you on today's show. We've got Chiefs free agent targets, which is why that Jarvis Landry question was brought up. We'll talk to you about some other free agent targets the Chiefs could go after with the trade deadline now past us. Plus, we're going to look at some bye week changes. The Chiefs are now in their bye week. We're halfway through the season. What are some things the Chiefs could do during this bye week to help this team get better, help this team grow, and help this team get back to the Super Bowl where we know the Chiefs belong? So We got the mailbag after that. You're going to have until then to get your questions in. Again, hashtag Chiefs or any super chat. You're at the front of the line. Right now, no super chat. So guess what? You put it in, you are the first one, not only on screen, but in the mailbag coming up later in today's show. But with that being said, we've got over 7 people in here. We've got 36 likes. We've got the chat rolling. I think we're about ready to get going here. So without further ado, we've got the Chiefs free agent targets as our first segment coming up here, as we're going to start that right now. Chiefs Kingdom, we are now a full week removed from the 2023 NFL trade deadline, and that could spark maybe some free agent talk coming out of the NFL. You're watching the Chiefs Sport by Chat Sports. My name is Jace, and on today's show, we're going to talk about the Chiefs and the potential moves coming after the trade deadline with free agent targets that Brett Veach may go after to help bolster this Chiefs team as they head into the second half of the season and look towards the possibility of going back-to-back in the Super Bowl. Before we do that, though, I need your help. If you think the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL, which I don't know about you, I think it's pretty clear and obvious that the Chiefs are, then I want you to like today's video, hit that like button, and if you don't, then comment why you think the Chiefs are not the best team. Let me know in the comment section if not, but otherwise, I know that Chiefs Kingdom has my back. Like the video if you think the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL. Without further ado, let's dive into these free agent targets, with the first one being Jarvis Landry. I think this one may be the one that we're going to talk about in full the most, just because the Chiefs still need a wide receiver. And if you look at free agent rankings, well, he is the top-rated wide receiver, and it's clear to see why. In fact, I'm kind of surprised he's still a free agent. Over the past couple years with both the Saints and the Browns, he has looked formidable, to say the least. I think he's looked even better than that. Last year, obviously only the 9 games played, had the touchdown, 272 on the yards, 25 receptions. But going back to 2019, a full 16-game season, 1,174 yards, 14.1 on the average, and 6 touchdowns. He's a guy that could really fit into this Chiefs wide receiver room that, honestly, at this point, we've accepted it, or at least I've accepted it. There's not going to be a wide receiver one, but there is some depth pieces that could bolster this wide receiver room. Kadarius Toney at the wide receiver 1, Marquez Valdes-Scantling at the 2, Sky Moore and Rashee Rice, who both have looked better as of late. Rashee has looked pretty good all year, to be honest. McCall Hardman, Richie James, Justin Watson, and Justin Ross, who right now is in a bit of a rock and a hard place. But I think the thing with Jarvis you look at is he is a proven guy. He's a guy who's been in the league for time and time again. Browns, Saints. He's spent a lot of time in this league and honestly could fit in well with this Chiefs squad. Here and there, he would be a great addition. So, with that being said, I think we have to open up the question to the audience. Should the Chiefs sign Jarvis Landry? If you think they should, well then type S for sign. If you think they should not, then type P for pass. Here's the thing that I'm talking about. You have Jarvis in a situation here where you could potentially bolster your wide receiver room for the better. This is a guy that's not just going to be a depth move, but he's also a veteran presence. With that, it makes a lot of good things. So I want you to let me know in the comment section. I think I make this one the pinned comment for today. If you think the Chiefs should sign Jarvis Landry, then type S for sign. If you think the Chiefs should not, then type P for pass. All right, Desmond King is the second target we have here on this list, the cornerback formerly playing with the Texans, and he's in the top free agent market. The thing that I look at, though, is the cornerback is not necessarily needed on this team. King, although his talent is really good, and he looks like a guy who deserves to be in the NFL and on an NFL roster, cornerback is not a positional need for the Chiefs right now. McDuffie has been, up until this past week, the top PFF-rated cornerback in the entire league. This past week, he lost that title, but he's still top 5. L'Jarius Sneed has been amazing this year, and Jalen Watson has been a pleasant surprise as well. There's a lot of guys that I think could honestly fit onto this team, but a cornerback is most certainly not one. In the wide receiver position, we're going to add another guy with Kenny Golladay to this list. I think he could be one that could fit on this roster. And I'm going to tell you exactly why Kenny Golladay would be a perfect fit for the Chiefs after this, because PrizePicks is the #1 daily fantasy sports platform, and it's the only place that I go to play daily fantasy sports. It is the largest DFS platform in North America, and it's a skill-based, real money game with basketball season here on top of it. It's the perfect time to start on PrizePicks, as you can pick combo projections across the NBA and NFL. So, for instance, you could pick the more on Travis Kelce touchdowns and the more on Jason Tatum points. Now, how do you play? Well, pretty simple. You pick 2 or more players. Then you decide if you want more or less on each of their PrizePicks projections. Then you choose flex or power play. If you want to do power play, you could potentially win up to 25 times your money. We've got Thursday Night Football being the next NFL game, and I got my entries in early, just like you can today. If you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. Let's look at my picks here real quick with Bryce Young more than 223.5 passing yards. I've got the more on that. 45.5 rushing yards for Chuba Hubbard. I've got the more there as well. In Cairo Santos, 1.5 field goals. I've got the more on that. If you're not taking more, you're not really living. PrizePicks is also offering a reboot policy so that even if one of your players gets injured, your entry stays in play. So, for instance, for football and basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player is then rebooted. PrizePicks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. Now, quick withdrawals and easy gameplay and a normal selection of players and stat types are what makes PrizePicks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Again, go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. Let's look at Kenny Golladay and exactly why I think he should be on the Chiefs. If you look at his career statistics, they are better than average. They are better than, I think, above average. Has he had a tough time as of late? Yeah, but 16.2 on the average, 22 touchdowns on 226 receptions. This guy was a baller with the Giants, or excuse me, not with the Giants, with the Lions, and then fell off a cliff when he went to the Giants. That's where we kind of hit the bridge here. He only has 3 touchdowns in the last 3 seasons. He did not form well when he went to the Giants. To be quite honest with you, he looked like one of the worst receivers in the NFL when he was with the Giants. That may have been with play calling. Obviously, getting it to him may be a little tougher. But 3 touchdowns in the last 3 seasons is not good, considering his stats with the Lions were absolutely incredible. But you got to see what he's got, right? You're looking at wide receivers all over. Kenny Golladay was a wide receiver 1 in Detroit. He could be a wide receiver 1 in Kansas City. I think you got to just work him out. Call the guy. Say, hey, buddy, come in. We want to see what you got. We may not sign you, but we want to give you a little bit of a workout and see if you could fit into this offense. He's a cheap move, and honestly, you have space for him. You could pop him in there, pop out Justin Ross, pop out Richie James, see what happens there. I like a move like that. Let's go to another free agent target, and one that is very similar, or maybe not similar, but familiar to Kansas City and the Chiefs Kingdom. Carlos Dunlap, the edge rusher, because guess what? We played with Kansas City last year in 2022. So I think we have to start this one with, would you like to see Dunlap back in KC? If you think so, then type Y for yes. If you think no, then type in for no. Here's the thing. Dunlap knows this defense. Dunlap has felt the pressure of an Andy Reid type coaching style. He knows what it's like to play in Kansas City. Let me know if you think it's reunion time for Dunlap. Type Y for yes or type in for no. The PFF grades for Carlos Dunlap are pretty nice. And he has had 571 snaps last year, 5 sacks, an overall grade of 66.4. And then the run defense, which is always a key when looking at an edge, 71.5 in the PFF grade. That is a great PFF grade for run defense. He looked pretty good last year, and honestly was surprised the Chiefs didn't bring him back. And at this point, you kind of understand it because there's a lot of scenarios to go with it. But I think the idea behind it is good. The idea behind having a guy who is familiar with this defense coming back, it's a great idea. Problem is, edge rusher is not what is needed for the Chiefs. Kind of similar to the cornerback role. Could it work better than cornerbacks? Yes. But is it a thing that you should focus on? No, not at all. The fifth guy. I know. I can just see all your faces right now. Why Matt Ryan? Why is he on here? What is on here? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Blaine Gabbert just scared me. I have to be totally blunt with you. The one time Gabbert came in against the Bears, he looked terrible. He threw 2 interceptions. I would hate for this Chiefs team to lose Patrick Mahomes. I don't want that to happen. But you have to be ready for that. You have to show, okay, we're prepared. We know what's going to happen if that happens. We have a guy. Matt Ryan would be better than Blaine Gabbert, right? Because he's actually started. Blaine Gabbert's been a career backup. That's a front on the guy. Matt Ryan, his stats just show it better than it would with Blaine Gabbert. 3,000 yards over the past 3 seasons, including only 3,000 in 12 games in 2022 with the Colts. Obviously, that season did not turn out like he wanted it to. But formidable guy with the Falcons, led them to the Super Bowl. All know the whole story, 28-3. Who knows what this guy is doing right now if he doesn't blow that lead. But here's the thing. I said it before. Just stay healthy. There's no reason to worry about a backup quarterback because I just hope and pray and hope that Patrick Mahomes stays healthy. I would hate to see what would happen if that is not what can go on. But you have to be prepared. Now, we've gone through the 5 top free agency targets, but wide receivers are obviously the main need for this Kansas City offense. And if the Chiefs sign anyone, I believe it should be a wide receiver because that is what this team needs going forward. So we've gone through the top 5 in terms of overall positions. Let's look at other wide receivers that we could look at. So there's T.Y. Hilton, Cole Beasley, Marquez Callaway, Brian Edwards, and Sammy Watkins that are all top wide receiver free agents. And I think any one of these guys could work. Sammy Watkins has worked out with a couple teams for the past couple days. T.Y. Hilton has been kind of quiet. Cole Beasley, I hate to say it, but he kind of sounds like a freaking Chiefs wide receiver. Had the Giants stint a little bit. He was with the Bills. Guy was with the Cowboys before that for a majority of his career. He just seems like a Chiefs wide receiver. Like, I think you can agree with me on that. There's 5 guys right there. But I want you to play GM and get in the comment section by naming a free agent that you would like the Chiefs to sign. Is there a guy that you've thought, you know what, I like that guy, I want him to be on the Chiefs? Is there a guy in this video that you've seen like, you know what, Jace, I agree with you. I want Jarvis Landry. I want T.Y. Hilton. I want Carlos Dunlap. Well, then name that free agent in the comment section below if you want the Chiefs to sign. That's all we got for you today. We appreciate you watching. And as always, peace out. All right, Chiefs Kingdom. Let me know a free agent you would like the Chiefs to sign. Lennon says Jarvis or T.Y. Jan Rockefeller, S.W. Am I dumb? I'm going to blank. Who's S.W.? That's definitely one of some person I just saw. Sammy Watkins. That's
Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, I was like, I literally just saw their names, but I'm going blank. Sammy Watkins. Watkins was working out with somebody really recently. Like, I think yesterday. I forget who it was. Was it the Giants? That wouldn't matter anymore if it was the Giants. I don't know. The Colts. That's what it was. I was going to say, yeah, he's been working out with a lot of teams, and Colts the most recent one. Tony says Carlos Dunlap and Sammy Watkins. John Cushion, Larry Fitzgerald Jr. Isn't he retired? I don't think he's coming back, but unfortunately. That would be great, but Glenn Husky, I still can't believe the Chiefs signed Gabbert over Bouchel. Yeah, I can't tell you. No, don't worry, Jan. There's no ruin. Monica, happy to see you in the chat. Good vibes only. That's where we're going. Galladay would be round 2 of Josh Gordon. Yeah, that'd be fair. DeAndre Hopkins is not a free agent, unfortunately, sports fraud. And after the trade deadline has passed, he will not be a Chief. So I'm seeing some Jarvises in the chat. So let's ask the question of just Jarvis here. Should the Chiefs sign Jarvis Landry? Think so, type S for sign, type P for pass. Maryland coming in here saying Kelce performance in Germany was low because of the play calls. They ran the ball a lot. Reid also said himself, the press comments, that he didn't get the ball on Kelce. Correct. I think also Kelce was just such a focus for that Miami Dolphins defense. Wenta saying sign. Tyman saying sign for Jarvis. Paul Amos saying sign. I think he's a really good choice, man. Rob Gronkowski. Why do you need Rob Gronkowski? You have the better tight end. Not sure if they're the best right now. Fair enough. Fair enough. S is coming in from Tony. He's making sure his is loud and clear. He wants to sign. I like it, Tony. I like it, Tony. We feel that. We appreciate you. Trey Singleton saying sign. Jan saying A. Did you mean to press S or P? What do you think, Sam? You signing him if you're the Chiefs?
I think any signing at this point is going to be some sort of veteran minimum signing, which, for a guy like Jarvis Landry, that's what he's going to get from any team at this stage in the season. You're paying him to play for 4 months here and help you win a Super Bowl. I think it can't hurt. I think he brings a certain amount of veteran leadership that this room probably lacks a little bit.
Yeah, they're all young
veteran experience. I mean, let me pull up the depth chart back up here for myself, but the most veteran player on this roster is
Watson, maybe?
is MVS. I think MVS is the oldest guy on this roster.
And what is he, 27?
You can count Nicole Hardman if you'd like, but that's not necessarily experience in my eyes so much because he's not really stood out. At
MVS
this point.
is the oldest. He's 29.
Jarvis Landry's been he's not a 1,000-yard receiver anymore, but he's got 3,000 or 4,000-yard seasons over the course of his career. That doesn't happen by chance, and I think he'd bring a lot of experience and a lot of savvy to the room.
And I like the point you brought up. It's veteran-wise that makes up. We've kind of talked about this a lot, but there is a wide receiver one on this team, and it's Rashee Rice. He just hasn't gotten to that level yet because he's so young. He's a rookie. If you bring Jarvis Landry in, you already have Travis Kelce kind of chatting up the rook, saying, hey, man, doing this. Did I say Travis Kelce? Oh, my bad. Travis Kelce, my bad. Did not need to do that. But yeah, if you bring in somebody like Jarvis, he can kind of teach more of a wide receiver skill set to Rashee Rice because obviously Kelce can help and be a veteran and a kind of role model type guy, but when you have a guy like Jarvis, it kind of adds a second level to that as well. Okay, we got some questions rolling in, but I'm going to give you another opportunity here. We've got a second segment coming up for you with bye week changes. But if you want to get into our mailbag, which is the third segment on today's show, then we need you to put hashtag Chiefs in the comment section, or you can skip the line with a super chat. And again, you super chat, we're doing a lemon juice shot. We're doing the Chiefs shot personalized to your name. It's a good time, bro. It's a good time. Plus, you're going to be the first one in our mailbag.
As of right now, the only person who's going to be on the mailbag is Terry Singleton. Terry Singleton's going to be the first one as of now.
There you go, Terry.
Terry Singleton's added 3 questions, so shout out to Terry. Get your questions in. Get in the Quay. Hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat. 60-second rule. If you get your question on screen, I'll get it on in 60 seconds as long as we're not in the middle of a video. Something's got to give. Somebody's got to get the party going.
Yeah, somebody's got to stop saying Quay.
Who's that?
It'd be you, bud. It'd be you.
I don't know. We'll see. I get to control the buttons, so I think I can let a Quay slip every now and then if I need to.
I see what you press. I can just mute you.
You can try. You'd be off screen.
No, I wouldn't. That's me, Brad. I can hear you. Oh.
Get in the Quay.
Plays tricks.
Tony Fuentes is getting his questions in. He's going to get in on the show. Jan, if you've got a question, and Samuel too, use hashtag Chiefs. Get the question after the hashtag Chiefs. That way we can get you on the show. But shout out to you guys for watching, obviously.
Kobe G got one in there. That was nice. There we go there. So that's nice. Get some questions into the queue. Not Quay. Let in. Boom. Let's go. Yes, I got you. Okay. Well, we ready to go for a second segment here? Sam, you ready?
I've never been more ready for anything in my life.
Man, that's some bold statement from Sam Brown. It's a bold statement. But if so, then hey, let's get it going. We're going to do bye-week changes here on the second segment. Any last minute comments here? Yep, there we go. All right, we appreciate you watching. Here is the bye-week changes. Chiefs Kingdom, I need your help. We're trying to reach 48,000 subscribers here on the Chiefs Report. And at the time of recording this on our Tuesday live show, we are currently 428 subscribers away. Well, that's where you come in. Hit the subscribe button right now. Join the Chiefs Report family. We're putting out Chiefs content every single day with news, rumors, if you're watching right now, our live show, and we're going to have Q&As along with watch parties all year. So hit that subscribe button. We're trying to reach 48K as quick as possible. On today's show, we have 5 bye-week changes the Chiefs should make as they head into the bye in the 2023 NFL season. We are going to talk about 5 things that I think the Chiefs need to do better at to propel this team to the NFL playoffs, into hopefully the Super Bowl going back to back. This starts with looking at the schedule coming up for the Chiefs. So the next 5 weeks, you have the bye here, which we're going to kind of go through what exactly should be the order of operations for the Chiefs. And then you have the Eagles on Monday Night Football, which is a big test for the Chiefs. Raiders on the road, Packers on the road. That may be cold in Week 13. That may be tough. Week 14 versus the Bills. This schedule does not get any easier in the back half. It seems as though that the Chiefs, well, they had I'm not going to say front or back heavy schedule, but they do definitely have more tougher opponents in the second half. Let's dive into the bye week changes, with the first one being tweaking the offense. This starts with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes because this offense is so close. It's right on the border. There's been flashes of greatness, but no consistency at all. You see a game here, they look great. You see a play here, they look terrible. You see this, they look awful. You see a throw by Patrick Mahomes, you think, we're the best team in the NFL. It's just so infuriating to see how close this offense is, and they just can't get it done. Andy Reid said himself in the post-game speech after the win versus the Dolphins, offense, we did enough, but we get better. We get better. Well, Andy, Patrick, let's get going. But honestly, it may not start with them. I think it may start with the wide receivers on this team. The wide receivers this year have been lacking, to say the least. Travis Kelce, I threw him in there on this one. I know he's not technically a wide receiver, but let's be quite honest. When you're the number 1 guy in Chiefs franchise history in receiving yards, you're a wide receiver, on my lord. Rashee Rice, who technically, I think at this point in the season, has solidified himself as wide receiver 1, and Justin Watson follow him up. All of them look formidable. The thing that we have to look at, though, is this wide receiver core good enough to make it back to the Super Bowl? This Chiefs team's 7-2 with the guys, so they look great in terms of record. But can they get to the Super Bowl with these guys? Well, that's where I'm going to open the talk up to Chiefs Kingdom. Should, or rather can, this wide receiver core get the Chiefs back to the Super Bowl? Type Y for yes or type in for no. Let me know what you're thinking. Is this wide receiver core with Kadarius Toney, with Sky Moore, with Rashee Rice, with Justin Watson, with all these guys, you add McCole Hardman, can they get the Chiefs back to the Super Bowl? Type Y for yes if you think so. Type in for no if you think no. And if you have in for no, let me know why in the comments below. Let's look at the PFF grades for these Chiefs wide receivers, with Rashee Rice leading the way. In fact, he's top 20 in wide receiver PFF grades at 79.4. 79.4. McCole Hardman behind him, who has been a recent addition, at 65.2. Justin Watson not far behind him. And then Kadarius Toney Sky Moore and MVS round out the bottom 3 there. This is exactly why we need more Rashee Rice. Give me more Rashee Rice and put that rice bowl emoji on everything, Chiefs. Put it everywhere. I love it. That was the first tweet of the season when he scored his touchdown. It was Rice time with the bowl. It was awesome. I want more of that. I want to see more. Which leads me to my second bye week change. More Rice and Watson. More of it. Please give it to me. I love Rashee, and I want to see him catch the ball more. I want him to get more opportunities, and the same goes for Justin Watson. And you know what I want more of? I want more of Prize Picks, baby. Because Prize Picks is the place that I go for daily fantasy sports. As Prize Picks is a skill-based, real money daily fantasy sports game with basketballs in here, it's the perfect time to start on Prize Picks, as you can pick combo projections across the NBA and NFL. So you can pick the more on Travis Kelce touchdowns and the more on Jason Tatum points. Obviously, this weekend, no Chiefs game, so I'm going with some other picks for the weekend slate. I've got Trevor Lawrence with the more in passing yards. I've got Jonathan Taylor taking on New England in Germany. Well, we've seen that game could be offensive hand heavy. I'm going to go the more on rushing yards against Bill Belichick's defense. And Lamar Jackson, more than 1.5 passing, rushing, receiving touchdowns. He may rush for 2 and throw 1. Cleveland's a good defense, but man, Lamar looks pretty good this year. Going more all the time is the way to do it. Now, you saw how I picked there, but how exactly does it work? What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you. You pick 2 or more players, just like I did. I picked 3. Then you pick more or less on their prize picks projection stats. You see, I went with the more, but you can go less. You can pick more stat types. They have a load of different ways to play. Then you get to choose flex or power play. Power play allows you to make it all down on one entry, and you can win up to 25 times your entry. Make sure you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. PrizePicks is the best way to play DFS, and with a $100 deposit match when using code CLNS, it's the way you should play daily fantasy sports. PrizePicks, go check it out right now. Okay, let's look at Rice's snap percentage and why exactly we need to see more of Rashee Rice. In Week 7, he was at 59%. Week 8, 61%. Week 9, 68%. 2023 season, 46%. What? How is it just 46%? Well, it's probably because he's a rookie. But at the same time, I need more. I need to see him. So it's time to let him go. It's time to let him ride. He is now 9 weeks into his NFL career, and he is performing exactly like he should. Andy Reid, take the handcuffs off. Take the training wheels off. Let him go out there. He made a great play in the game in Germany this past week against the Dolphins, diving for a catch that really, if you go back and look at it, was an amazing part of the game. He doesn't catch that ball. The Chiefs then have a 4th and 2 in their own territory. He gets a first down. The other guy I want to talk about is Justin Watson because I think we need to see more of him as well. Now, this is a little bit of a harder one to look at because you have the 39% in Week 6, 36% in Week 8, and then 63 in Week 9. But you notice there's no Week 7. Well, what happened there? Well, injury has played a role in that one. Obviously, he missed that game with the dislocated elbow. Now he's back on the field, but it was to a limited role 2 weeks ago. This week got back to about his normal snap percentage of 63% and looked great as always. Honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this because I was fully on board at the beginning of the season of having him be one of the receivers cut. He has been the number 2 wide receiver this year with Rashee Rice, sometimes even number 1. So if you want to see more of Rice and Watson, if you share my sentiment of wanting Rashee Rice, of wanting Justin Watson, then type me in the comments section of today's video. I would appreciate you letting me know because maybe I'm on an island here. Maybe it's just me, but I know Chiefs Kingdom, and I know that you're going to get in on this topic. This is a safe place. Get in the comment section. We're going to talk about this all down there. We appreciate you. Type me if you want more of Rice and Watson. Okay, it's the 3rd bye week change. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Andy Reid. Keep the play calling simple, dude. What are we doing? Here's what we're doing. We're being too cute with it. Andy Reid is an amazing coach, but he continues to just be so weird with the play calling at times. I don't understand it, and quite frankly, it's getting a little upsetting. Now, what do I mean by this? What do I mean by getting too cute with it? Well, let's flash back to Week 1, when the Chiefs had a 3rd and 1, and instead of, rushing the ball with Isaiah Pacheco, who had been averaging 4 yards per carry that game, they give Blake Bell the ball on a direct snap to hand off to Kadarius Toney, and it gets blown up in the backfield. Why are you doing a gadget play? Oh, Jace, that was Week 1. He's better now. Now, this week in Germany, 3rd down and 1, late in the game. What do? RPO, or maybe not. Maybe it was just a play action. Fakes the handoff to Pacheco, and then Mahomes just get absolutely obliterated in the backfield where he has to throw it away. The 3rd and 1 problems are not going to help. I know that it's the Chiefs. They're trying to be cute. They're testing things out. But boy, we're getting to the back half of the season. Let's stop with this stuff. Let's stop. There's no reason to be doing this. We don't need to see how many gadget plays Andy Reid has got. And quite honestly, stop. Save that for the playoffs. You're going to get there. I don't like that. The 4th bye week change is less turnovers, which surrounds Patrick Mahomes. Funny enough, we haven't talked about this because it hasn't really affected the game. But the Chiefs have been horrible with turnovers and turnover percentage. In fact, they are 23rd in the NFL in turnover differential at -4. What? No, That can't be right. No. In fact, it is right. You want to know why? Well, because they have the second most turnovers in the NFL. How? Well, Patrick has 8 interceptions, and this ball has just been all over the place. 5 turnovers 2 weeks ago doesn't help against the Broncos. But you look at these teams. Cleveland is in the same way, but Chicago, Minnesota, Las Vegas, these teams aren't good. And yet you're sitting right there with them with turnovers. Come on. No. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Here's the 5th one we're going to talk about, and it's stay healthy, which I love to say because bye weeks are used for getting healthy, right? Well, not with the Chiefs. In fact, we got a clear injury report from Andy Reid after the Germany game. No injuries to report. That is the best news as we get that from Charles Goldman. Man, that feels nice. Usually it's like, all right, we need to get healthy. Nope, not here. Now you notice something. Out of those 5, whoa, there's no defensive things on there. There's no defensive changes. Yeah, duh, because this defense has been incredible. Just keep it that way. Just keep it that way. That's what we want to see, and that's what we love to say. And I'm going to give some love to the defense real quick, and I want you to do the same. My favorite Chiefs defensive player right now is Brian Cook, just because of his awesome play with Mike Edwards this past week against the Dolphins. But I want you to do the same. Name your favorite Chiefs defensive player in the comment section below. Get down there. That's the way we're going to end this show today. Make sure you tell me who your favorite Chiefs defense player is, and peace out. Chiefs Kingdom. Who is it? Give me a name, guys. I'm feeling it. I'm needing it. Cleveland is right with y'all. Yeah, Cleveland is in there. 32 says Paul Amos. Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton, I see you. KS Fort saying Snead, Glenn Husky, Trent McDuffie. I like that. Lennon saying Bolton. I like that a lot. Trent McDuffie from James. McDuffie and Snead are popular answers. I agree. Tony, we got the Bright Wolf. What's up, Bright Wolf, man? McDuffie for Bright Wolf. Tony saying Snead. All right, Sam, let's open up the question to our producer. You've been with us for what? All but 3 games this year?
All but
3.
2 or 3.
Sunday night
like
and 2
that.
Thursdays. So
Yeah.
Who's yours?
The season opener, and then two of the
Thursdays.
primetime games.
Yeah, Sunday night with Jets and Thursday versus the
Broncos.
Anyway, what's that point?
I think Chris Jones is a goon. He's a very easy answer to go with Chris Jones.
I haven't
as your
heard
favorite
goon in a
defensive
while.
players.
I like that.
He's a goon. That dude is a gooner, and he's a lot of fun to watch. I really liked watching as a fellow Big 12 graduate. I liked watching Felix Anudike-Uzomah a lot. Would love to see a little bit more of an impact from him here in Kansas City so far. A little bit of a quiet start for him, which, granted, Karlaftis had a little bit of the same thing last season in his rookie season, a little bit of a slow start there. But I think he could very easily become the favorite Chiefs defensive player for a lot of fans, considering the fact that Chris Jones might not be around this time next year.
That's true, and I think that's a good thing to point out about Karlaftis not having exactly the greatest in terms of starts to the season. In fact, it was the last 7 games where he got things rolling. So maybe we kind of see the same here from Felix Anudike-Uzomah. He hasn't been playing much, the only thing, which is Karlaftis
and that makes
playing.
sense. This D-line is deep,
Yeah.
and the guys that have been on the field have been really damn good so far. Karlaftis has had a nice start to the season. Chris Jones is a monster, but Derek Nottie, I feel like we've said his name way more than any other season. Like, he's been a real force. Same with Michael Dana making plays in the interior as well. Like, the guys have stepped up that have needed to where they didn't necessarily need FAU to be ready right away. And maybe that's a good thing long term, just like it was with Karlaftis in a sense.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Well, we're about to go into our mailbag here, so if you want to get some
By the way, the Bright Wolf says y'all are the best host. Shout out to the Bright Wolf.
That's my heart.
I'm crying tears of joy right now. You can't see me, but just one single tear.
It's like it's running down his face.
No, I'm a single tear crier.
The movie, just like one tear down.
Have you seen the movie Whiplash?
Yes, long time ago. But
where J.K. Simmons is like, "Oh, you're one of those single tear criers."
That's Sam.
That's one of my favorite movies. J.K. Simmons puts in one of my favorite performances ever.
Jeez. All right, well, if you want to get a last-minute question here in for this Q&A about the Chiefs, well, then now's your time. Hashtag Chiefs to get in. Or, again, you can super chat. You're getting a lemon juice shot, and you're getting a nice little personalized Chiefs chop going.
Yeah, personalized Chiefs chop for everyone who sends a super chat. We still haven't broken out the lemon juice yet, so hopefully we can get those in there. But right now we got questions from Tony Fuentes. Kobe is in there. We've got Glenn Husky's got his question in the quay. Terry Singleton's got a few. We might see him more than once on the mailbag, but be sure to get all your questions in the comments. Or you can super chat, skip the quay, get to the front of the line. I just saw JS's question go through into our system. So, JS, you're going to be in the mailbag as well.
The quay, man. It's going to haunt me.
Lennon, I don't see your question in here. I saw you said you asked a question. Can you try again and use hashtag Chiefs? Maybe it got lost in the system. Don't blame us. Technical difficulties for everything.
It's because Sam said quay.
It's because I said quay, I'm sure. But, Lennon, if you get that question in, I guarantee you'll get on the show.
Yeah, there you go. So
Charles Barkley, guarantee it.
There you go. So, Lennon, just type that one up again. Sorry if you missed it. It must have gone our system.
That's the question.
We see you later.
It's a good question. We'll get it on the show.
All right, well, last little time here. You know what? I'm feeling generous today. You're a legend if you were number 70. Man, is the Wi-Fi popping out here? What's going on, man? Sam is running to get the lemon juice, and then we'll get going here. And we're going to get going. Whoop. Whoop. Can't see, but I'm just kind of rolling around. How y'all doing today, man? I'm kind of having fun on a Tuesday. Everybody like having a good week? Having a good week? Feeling good? Getting through halfway here. We hit 70. Thanks.
Everyone spam shot in the chat. Shot. Everybody. Not as bad as the first time around?
No, and it's not sauerkraut or Worcestershire.
The sauerkraut probably stuck in my mouth, like the taste stuck in my mouth.
Oh, I went to sleep on
the entire afternoon.
Went to sleep on Sunday, and yeah. See you, Ty, man. Tell PD I say hi.
I might beat you to it. I might. As soon as we hop off after this mailbag, I think I'm going to just walk into the other studio where PD's at and say hello to Ty Man there.
There you go.
Shout out to Ty Man. Always appreciate you watching.
All right, well, with that being said, I think we're ready to go here. So, mailbag here to round out our weekly Tuesday live show. So, Sam, you ready? Let's go. Here's our mailbag. Chiefs Kingdom. It's a nice weekend when you just get to sit back, relax, and watch football and not have to worry about your team losing or winning. I think that's kind of nice. Now, do I miss watching the Chiefs? 100%. But we're going to fill that for you right here on this Saturday by looking at some Chiefs questions that we got in our Tuesday live show, which we want you to be a part of. So make sure you come join us Tuesdays at 3 p.m. But let's get into some Chiefs questions here with the bye week right now. Terry Singleton has our first one. Shout out to my guy, Terry. Appreciate you joining us. He says, do you think the defense is the best in the NFL? Well, I like that question, Terry, because two people think so. Patrick Mahomes said, I think it's the best defense in the NFL. And I quote in an interview. Travis Kelce said, this is the best defense I have played with in the entirety time I've been with the Chiefs, and I've been here for a while. Well, there's two guys right there. I think it's either them or the Ravens. Those two are the two top defenses. I think talent-wise, the 49ers should be up there, but they're not performing to the level that they could be. But as of right now, if I had to pick a defense in the NFL, I'm picking the Chiefs. They just held the Miami Dolphins, the best scoring offense in the NFL, to 14 points. I like that. Tony Fuentes with our second question. Tony, a staple here on the Chiefs Report. He says, I hope Richie James stays with the Chiefs. Funny you brought that up because Richie James actually can come back, and he probably will come back in the Chiefs' next game, which will be this now a little over a week from now on Monday when they take on the Philadelphia Eagles in Monday Night Football. But I hope he stays as well. Right now, he's around the wide receiver 5-6 role with Hardman and Watson. Although, honestly, there's not really a role to this at all. It's more or less like, depth fills everybody. I like Richie. I want him to have a full, 3 weeks because he never really got to hit his stride. He had that first game, and then he had the muff punt versus the Jaguars, and then since then he's just kind of been not the greatest. We haven't seen him, though. We haven't seen him. Hopefully he'll come, get some games going. But either way, we appreciate the question, Tony. I hope Richie stays as well. Glenn Husky comes in with a question saying, do you think they'll raise the snap counts for Watson, Rice, and Scantling? So Scantling has kind of been at the normal snap count for what he is kind of signed up for. Watson and Rice, I think, will both get there. Rice is a rookie, and so it's about Andy Reid cutting loose on him, letting him go out there and play his game. And then Watson, it's injury-related. He had back-to-back weeks of 30%, or actually under 40% around that area of snap percentages, and that's mostly because of, well, to be quite honest with you, it just wasn't 100%. You can't go out there and throw a guy who is not 100%. It could just raise it for possibly more injuries. Excuse me. And we got Jace's burner account. I don't have a burner. I don't know what this is talking about. Appreciate the question saying, with the season halfway over, who is your mid-season Chiefs MVP? So I like this question a lot because I think there's a lot of guys you can maybe look at and say, man, he looks good or he looks good. Well, guess what? I'm going to go Trent McDuffie. It's kind of a surprising answer, but most valuable, he's been the most valuable in terms of defensive-wise, and the defense is what has won this team games. So I'm saying Trent McDuffie. I want to open up the question to you, though, because I think it's a fun topic to talk about. The bye week falling perfectly on the midway point in the season. Name your Chiefs mid-season MVP. Is it Patrick Mahomes still? Is it Travis Kelce? Is it Taylor Swift? I'm just kidding. Is it Trent McDuffie like me? Is it Chris Jones? Brian Cook? Let me know. Is there somebody who is your mid-season most valuable player on the Chiefs? Kobe G. Day saying this question. Who do you believe is our biggest threat currently in the whole NFL? Is it the Bengals or the Eagles or another team? Funny enough, if I'm watching football week in, week out, which, I am, I think it's the Ravens. They have Lamar Jackson, who's playing a really good year of football. The thing that they don't have is a running back, and that's simply because J.K. Dobbins got hurt for what seems like the freaking fourth, fifth time. In fact, it may be his fourth, fifth time. Fun story, I actually watched J.K. Dobbins play in high school. He got hurt in the game that I watched him play. Was out for the rest of the season. The guy is allergic to being healthy, but I think the Ravens are probably the most formidable. Eagles have looked, okay, they haven't looked as good as their schedule and record has. 7-1, but overall they aren't playing like that team. And it's not playing like a team with only one loss. Another question here for Chiefs for LV. If T is a free agent, do they target him? I also feel like Amari Cooper would be a good target. So T is a free agent, and I think they could target him, but we run into the same problem with both Amari, with T, with everybody in this offseason. How much can you pay him? There's a lot of stuff that's going to be moved around. You may not have Chris Jones, which opens up a big area of cap space. I think they will target T. To what extent, though, I don't know. T is obviously a guy who, on the Bengals, is a wide receiver 1.5. On the Chiefs, he's a wide receiver 1. That is going to be the main topic, though, of this offseason, win or lose the Super Bowl. It's where can a wide receiver 1 come from? Can it come from the draft? Can it come from a free agent target? Well, we'll just kind of have to wait and see, but we appreciate your question, Chiefs for LV, as always. We also appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video, and I'm going to tell you what. Prize Picks is the easiest play to play daily fantasy sports, and I just started playing it, and I'm really mad that it took me this long to get into it. It's the simplest way because all you have to do, you pick 2 or more players, then you pick more or less on their Prize Picks projected stats, then you choose flex or power play. I went with power play for my entries for tomorrow's game, as I have Trevor Lawrence with the more in passing yards, Jonathan Taylor with the more in rushing yards in the early game tomorrow with the New England Patriots taking on the Colts, funny enough, in Germany. Lamar Jackson, I got the more on passing, rushing, and receiving touchdowns, I think he's going to get that maybe with just his legs. Guess what? All early games, 8:30 for Taylor, and then noon for Trevor and Lamar. I'm going to see if my entry hits real early on that day. Prize Picks is a skill-based, real money daily fantasy sports game. And with Bastards in here, you can also combo your picks with NBA and NFL. So you saw I just had most NFL ones, but if you want to put a Prize Picks in today, you can pick an NBA guy tonight and maybe some college football going on as well. So make sure you go check it out at prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. Again, prizepicks.com/CLNS and CLNS is your code for a first deposit match of up to $100. Terry Singleton with another question saying, why does everyone want us to pick up a running back when we do have some really good running backs? I don't think really anybody's talking about running backs, to be honest. I think that it's, I agree with you. Isaiah Pacheco is insane. Jerick McKinnon caught a touchdown this week. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was hurt, and Samaje Perine filled in, and he's fine. There's no reason to pick up a running back. I totally agree with you, Terry. I don't know why people are saying that. It makes no sense. There's really no reason for people to talk about that because it's just like you said. We've got really good running backs in the running back room depth. It's nice. Tony Fuentes with another question saying, look, Jace, let me be real. Honest, I think the wide receiver can make it to the big game. We got to do better. No more dropping the ball, no more fumbling. That's what championships teams do. 100%. I think that this wide receiver could get to the big game. I think they can get to the Super Bowl. But can they win it? That's maybe the question you have to ask people because when the lights shine bright, who's going to shine brighter? Kadarius Toney, funny enough, had a really good game. JS saying, think Kelce had a bounce-back game against the Eagles? I think he will. For a lot of reasons. The main one being he's playing his brother. He's playing Jace and Kelce. It's a brotherly reunion. It's a Super Bowl rematch. There's a lot of fun things going on. It's Monday Night Football primetime in Arrowhead. We're going to be live for it, by the way, so make sure you join us. But here's the thing. Guess what? Kelce does not usually have back-to-back bad games. It's not exactly what he does. So I think he has a good game. In fact, maybe go place your Prize Picks entries as soon as that's out on Travis Kelce getting the more on his receiving yards and receiving touchdowns because we know what's going to happen. For now, the Chiefs' leading receiver all time in franchise history. Telling you what, it is a nice thing to say. Okay, make sure you're subscribed for daily Chiefs content here. We're putting out the best content you're ever going to get for the Chiefs. We're making sure you're up to date on everything going on with, we got the Chiefs, we got rumors, we got news, we got live shows, which we're doing right now. Make sure you join us, again, 3 p.m. on Tuesdays. But that's pretty dang good. Another question here from Lennon Jace Ackerman saying, how do I work at Chat Sports? Well, you see, you got to sign a blood oath. I'm just kidding. All you got to do is just, be cool. Apply. Have fun. Talk hard. Be Sam Brown. That's what you got to do. You got to be Sam Brown. Embody Sam Brown. Be a one-tier guy. Cool Mans has a question coming in saying, who do you think are the odds? What do you think are the odds of us going to the Super Bowl 2 times in a row? I think very good. Like I just said, I think the Chiefs can get to the big game. Will they win it? That's where I get a little on the border. I think if Rashee Rice can kind of mold into the player that he is becoming, yes, they can. But if they cannot get Rashee Rice going, well, then maybe not. We'll have to see. Mary Mahomes. Yeah, you do. Is Rashee Rice the future wide receiver 1 of the Chiefs? Glad you brought this up because we were just talking about this, bro. I think he is. Because guess what? It's Rice time. It is Rice time. Dude has been exceptional this year out of SMU as a rookie, and he's honestly made some big plays. To me, he may already be wide receiver 1. His stats kind of say that. He's the best in terms of yardage if you take out Travis Kelce. Is Rice the Chiefs wide receiver 1 already? Maybe. I think so. Well, let me know. Type Y for yes if you think he is. Type in for no. It's an interesting topic. Could he be the next wide receiver 1, or is he already on? Well, then type Y for yes, or type in for no. Tony Fuentes, I want Kadarius Toney to do better. I like KT, but haven't seen much, but I think he could do better. I agree. He has been used in some awkward play calling. He was, again, in the first game, they had him as the running back on the little snap to Blake Bell, pitched him. I don't really get it, bro. I don't get it. But I agree with you. I think Kadarius Toney has a lot of grit. And like I was saying, Kadarius Toney had an amazing game in the Super Bowl. He had a play of the game, actually, with that punt return. He'll get there. I don't know what happened to him, bro. He'll be fine, though. He'll be fine. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, name your Chiefs mid-season MVP, guys. Name them.
I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes.
Wrong.
Well, it's my midseason MVP.
Oh, okay. Right. Rice from Tony Fuentes. Do you like rice?
The food? The food? Or the
Do you
player?
like rice?
Yes, either
Good
one.
question.
I like both. The food and the player.
How often do you eat rice?
Every time I go to Chipotle.
Whoa. You're eating a person? Gotcha. Bang.
You're such a dad. This is brutal.
That's what I'm here for. Even though do I need to bring it back up to you, Sam?
Of what?
Do I need to bring it back up to you? Call me a dad.
What do you mean?
When did you graduate college?
That's
All right, let's do it. All right, we
question.
got Rashee Rice. We got Tony Fuentes saying Pacheco. Glenn Husky saying Kelce. That's funny. Jan, I don't think the Chiefs are going to bring back Juju, unfortunately. Especially with the trade deadline pass. They really can't. Bland.
I think, unfortunately, the thing with Juju is he hasn't been good since he left.
He also said that his knees were going to explode.
That was the report that was leaked out of Patriots training camp. As far as what his stats are this season, I'm pulling it up right now.
Let's be honest. No Patriots wide receiver is good with Mac Jones.
He's not being good. If I remember correctly, he scored his first touchdown of the season last week. He's got 21 catches for 141. He's averaging less than 7 yards a catch.
Jeez. That's bad. You okay over there?
He hasn't been good. I think if anything, it comes to show the Patrick Mahomes effect. He hasn't been good, and I think it comes to show the Patrick Mahomes effect that, guy leaves, a guy plays with Patrick Mahomes, chances are he's going to do better than when he plays with a different quarterback.
Fair enough. Mahomes can make anybody look good. Same reason why Cole Hardman's PFF grade went up as soon as he came to the Chiefs. Didn't have Zach Wilson. By the way, looked terrible last night. That was bad. I was rooting for the kid. He looked so bad. Zach Wilson.
Yeah, he's just not. He's just not it. He's just not it.
Jeez. All right. Well, unfortunately, we are done for today. Don't got much else. Sam told me I had to leave.
I said no such thing.
See, he just said it. I play with Sam too much during these live shows. It's just the way I have fun, I guess. We appreciate you watching. Make sure you subscribe, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. We're going to be putting out a video coming out today, so make sure you go check out, watch that. And while you're there, put in the comments saying, hey, I saw this video early because I was in the Chiefs live show, and you should be there too. As always, Tony, Lennon, the Bright Wolf, Bill Chase, KS Fort, Timothy, Monica, everybody who was in the chat. You got any names, Sam, that you want to shout out that were in the chat today?
Oh, I was just going to say, if you're throwing out names, my mom. I was going to shout out my mom.
Shout out to Sam's mom.
Let's go. She's not watching.
Why not? She doesn't support her son?
She's very busy during the day, and no, she doesn't. Well, she does. She supports her other son.
Poor Sam.
If she saw me say that, she'd be pissed.
Good thing she can't see you because you're not on screen. So there we go. Glenn, have a great evening as well. Paul, me, we appreciate you, Paul. We appreciate you, Paul. Yeah, that does it for us. F's in the chat for Sam. We love him. We love him. We bust him, but we love him. We appreciate everybody. And yeah, that does it for the Chiefs Report live show on Tuesday. No watch party this weekend. Sad. Make sure you go check out some of the other chat sports watch parties. We're having a bunch of them across the channels. As this weekend's a big week in football. Got Thursday Night Football. If you want to talk to Harrison, I know some of y'all know him. He's got a chat sports watch party for Thursday Night Football. You can't always watch those games given it's on Prime. Go check it out.
Hey, if you're not doing anything tonight, I'm going to go right from here into our college football live show prep. We're doing a live show on our main chat sports channel, going live at 5:15 p.m. Central Time, 6:15 p.m. Eastern Time for the reveal of the college football playoff rankings. So be sure to join us then.
There you go. Will they get to talk to you?
They can if they want.
Boom.
I'll be there.
Get in the chat and just say, "We love Sam." And then he'll know. He'll know. We appreciate you watching. That does it here for the Chiefs Port. For Sam, I'm Jace. Peace out. We'll talk to you later.